Okay, so here we are again in another video, and today we're gonna start with DXY as always. And well, pretty interesting day. I like this day. It's true that I woke up at 9 a.m. a little bit late, but I'm having a little I'm having some nights without too much sleep, and I needed to rest. Okay, so we started with DXY again today. We had this previous weekly high here, and we had some revenue liquidity on H1 here that we already took, but today it decided to take this previous daily high. It's true that it took it with a week, so it was possible to see a break to the upside, another break to the upside. This is revenue liquidity on H1. And yeah, so I just look at the XY in the beginning of the day. It's true that maybe I should look more, but it's like I don't want to, because when I have some sort of bias already and I feel good about it, I don't want to mix things and yeah, get distracted. Okay, so I like that we are going to the upside, taking this previous weekly high. It's true that it created a lot of buyer's liquidity here. So I think that we could have something like this, but of course I'm not sure about it. And who knows? It's just how do I say it? It's just a prediction. It's not a real statement. I don't know if it's correct what I said right now, but yeah. Let's see on EU what happened today. So it was really nice today. I like it because it took a few relevant liquidities, and yeah, and you could have trade something. Okay, so we started the day with this relevant liquidity on H1. After this H1 BOS, it reacted here with a strong movement. I've seen this like these candles a few times, and when it's too big on each one, and this move, leaving this relevant liquidity down here with a few reactions, usually this liquidity is being taken. Maybe that day, maybe the next day, but yeah, usually. Okay, so we broke to the upside. It's true that the relevant liquidity here, it was here, relevant liquidity on H1, and yeah, more relevant liquidity probably is up here, but I just like it. So here we had this break of structure to the downside on M5, relevant liquidity here, it reacted perfectly and moved to the downside. And then it's true that this candle has a week, but I've seen this reaction sometimes, and yeah, it reacted perfectly and moved to the downside. Not traded because I'm not used, or I didn't backtest like continuation trades like this. It's true that we have no relevant liquidity to the left. I'm going to note that. Well, okay. And then it moved to the downside, and well, we had a break of structure here at out of timing. Nothing I would look at. GU. Okay, so GU, we took this previous daily low. Then after this, we had relevant liquidity on each one here, maybe here. But I like it here, of course, because it's the real one, relevant liquidity H1 and M5. We had this big move to the upside. It didn't take relevant liquidity to the left, really. Maybe this one is relevant liquidity, as we had this break here, and then this relevant liquidity here. So this is the high that took that. Yeah, so then it moved to the downside. it took this round liquidity on 5, then this one mitigating this, nothing I would trade. Maybe it's a good trade, but I don't usually trade these things, and yeah, and it moved to the downside again. Okay, break of structure here, but out of time. So the same as EU. Let me take some candy for my throat. Okay, so USD we had a lot of liquidity here, break to the downside here. It's true that we have nothing here to the left, so my idea was to see this being taken, and it didn't take that. And then it had a strong move to the upside, so I was all day looking for reactions, like here, revenue liquidity H1 taken, there was no break of structure, it moved to the upside, previous daily high taken, it broke this structure here, but it took this revenue liquidity on 5, for example, and yeah, liquidity here, so I wasn't interested in this. It took then this revenue liquidity and it moved to the upside, and this was already out of timing. Okay, USD we had nothing, and you would say why? Because it didn't take round liquidity here to the left, because the round liquidity was here and it was already taken. So maybe we took here round liquidity, but the good reaction probably is down here. I'm going to round liquidity on H1. We have no break of structure. It's up here probably. So well, maybe you can look for a continuation here, but nothing I would like to trade. Okay, and then USD CAD. It built all this buyer's liquidity. So tomorrow I expect maybe a movement to the downside. And it took round liquidity in H1 here. We had the reaction. Then it took the previous daily high. It's true that I didn't really like this week, so I expected for this round liquidity. Let me show you. So we had this break here, and the round liquidity on 5 is here. As you can see, a lot of reactions. So I was waiting for this to be taken, but it took that later on, out of timing, and I expected this to be taken as it's round within a 5, but it respected that. And this one, so I traded here. It's true that I don't have round liquidity like higher time frame round liquidity to the left, like we have this previous daily high, we had this reaction, but it's true that this reaction is weak. So with the round liquidity on 5, I waited for this entry. I didn't like this week too. As you can see, usually when we have weeks, it means that sellers are in. This is a cleaner movement, okay? As you can see, there is no wick here. But I traded it anyways because I like it. M5 BOS. And I waited for the price, like I waited for the price to be close to this level liquidity M1. And we had an engulfing candle here. I entered in this candle. The stop loss was like this to protect the liquidity if it comes and takes it. I don't know if it was like this. Yeah, something like this. But it didn't take it. There were news, I think. So it moved to my break even on 50% partial. So it's a win. Well, a win, a TP, more or less, no, but well, yeah, a win. And then it moved to the upside again to take all the relevant liquidity. And well, I I expected a nice move to the downside, but yeah, in the end, it continued up, and then it ranged, and I didn't see any good entry here, and maybe we had a break here, but out of timing, and yeah, and with a week. So usually when we have weeks, yeah, I don't like it, but here I like it because we had out of liquidity. Okay, so well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.